Hello and welcome to episode 28. You see this thing? That's a gravestone. This is going to sit here for all eternity because basically I'm a dip. And I think I need to apologise to Reika because I said that Reika skips the standard death sequence by whatever method, but that's untrue. Right here is a gravestone, proving the point. One of my faithful viewers spotted it and commented that they'd spotted it, so thank you very much to that viewer. This gravestone will sit here for all eternity in this series as a sign of my shame. So, thank you to that viewer, and sorry, Reika. In the meantime, I wonder how much they picked up. I think it was 2 lots. There's a bug currently where if you log out, and someone else commented about this as well, if you log out while the breaker has inventory in it, then you lose the inventory. It made the sound, but as you can see, it's not in my inventory. But I think it only got 2, so because I was just cleaning up around that. So that's 4 bedrock dust I'm giving myself. Cool. As you can see, I've done a whole lot of work down here in getting rid of some of the bedrock. And I changed this to a tier 5 magnostatic engine. So actually, this one is actually borrowed from the quarry at the moment because the quarry's kind of useless right now. Same with this ultimate energy cube. Someone else informed me also that I don't need this energy conduit here, and that is absolutely true. However, because I'm using IO, and I'll show you, this way and up the stairs a bit, we're using this IO block in this area, and the IO block for some reason won't transport power to the ultimate energy cube if it is facing this way. So if that panel, the output panel, was on this side of the energy cube, it would not transfer that power, or the IO block would not put power into the energy cube. I don't know why it was doing that, but it was. However, I didn't know that you could connect it directly up by the time that I had figured that out, so that's cool. The other thing I did was I've put up an energy cube and an ultimate universal cable to the IO block because for whatever reason these transfer pipes are actually really, really bad for saving energy, and it was just throwing energy out of the reactor. In fact, today in the beginning, before we get started with the AE, I am going to make some tesseracts. In my inventory I have some Indarium ingots, which I quickly made, and in the induction furnace right now we have some blast glass, because we need that to make delicious, delicious tesseracts. And in here, we have some resin ender for exactly that. So if I make 2 of these, that is incorrect. That's the corners, like that. Diamond in the middle, I think. So that's 2 diamonds. 1, 2. There we go. Tesseract frames. And then we got to fill them. And we do that with this. And that will take a moment. But basically, yeah, the energy nodes for extra utilities, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the distance, because I've got those traveling quite far, or for whatever reason, do not play well. And the reactor, outputting at 5,000 RF a tick, was not able to keep up with the base's needs. Quite bizarre. I've also built this thing in preparation. I've changed us over to electricity. So the kinetic engine, which is this magnostatic engine, it's a bit of redundant technology actually, because this is energy to begin with. It goes into that, turns that into mechanical energy, which goes into this generator, which produces electrical energy, which then goes back over here and turns it into mechanical energy. But that's mod interaction for you. and I was actually making some golden iron, so I'm going to actually turn that back on. Yeah, never mind. Not sure why I turned that off. There we go. Also, I've made a compactor for the future. We're going to need it. Yes. What else? I also made a bedrock pickaxe. That was 3 bedrock ingots, so that was for 12 bedrock dust. Yeah. And 3 HSLA ingots. And I made some thickened glass for doing the front. Made way too much. Are you done yet? Yes, you are done. Alright, so now we need some bronze and silver. I have some bronze. There. Bronze and silver. Not enough silver. There. Okay. So, tesseract, bronze in the corners, silver on the sides. And this is basically a proof of concept, because we're still avoiding thermal expansion, believe it or not, even with me using thermal expansion right now. But that's just for the tesseracts at the moment. I'll be using mechanism still where I can. So we drop down here, take the damage. Let's break you off for a start. Goodo. Just want to clear some of these pipes out first. Yeah, for whatever reason, the conversion rate. I know that the nodes are actually really, really powerful, but being that they're very powerful, they have some quirks, and one of the quirks seems that they seem to lose energy a lot, because they carry a maximum packet size, which I think what's happening, at least, it's because they carry a maximum packet size which is way over exceeds what most mods are capable of inputting. What ends up happening is there ends up being a lot of power loss. Let's call you 0 and name that power. Power workshop, actually. Workshop. Boop. Alright. And we want you to receive only, but we'll turn those off. Wait. There we go. And it only sends energy. There we go. And all that stuff doesn't matter for now. Cool. Workshop air. But basically, I had this thing, I had to turn it up, right up, so take all the control rod out of it so it was working 100%, producing 11,000 RF a tick, and it just couldn't buffer it fast enough, even though that should have been well and truly enough to fill up the batteries that I had it hooked up to. More than fast enough. The other issue with doing it the way that I've done it, and maybe just replacing it will be good enough, but is that the mini workshop's now out of power. But mini workshop is going to be around forever, so what we want to do now is stick the tesseract under here, boop, and say that you are power workshop and that you are receiving only. Cool. And that is in fact working, because this is refilling when it's sending power. Whoa. So I'm just going to do some cleanup of these pipes, and I'll be back once I have something sorted. See you soon. I just wanted to mention that the other great thing about tesseracts is they have no input or output limit. They can accept or output as much redstone flux as is possible. And I believe in code that's the full size of a long, which is quite a lot. I don't remember a long off the top of my head. Some of you might. But the other thing is that a tesseract will only output as much as is requested. So we're not really going to see any loss. And in fact, this thing looks a lot healthier in here, because the tesseract is only going to ever output as much as is ever needed, in terms of what the workshop over there is requesting. So it's not going to overdrain the reactor buffer, which is fantastic. Something else we might want to look at later. Ooh, I need to get that waste out of there. Waste can adversely affect your reactor. In fact, that needs to be topped off soon. Cool. So I'll be back once I've done some more tidying up, and I'll see you soon, I guess. Yeah. Alright people, I'm back, and in my inventory I have a bag of goodies. In this bag of goodies we have everything we need to ever get started with AE. So, going forward, I just want to mention how dang expensive this was. All in all, it took about an entire stack of Certus blocks, entire stack of Certus dust, several stacks of redstone dust, entire stack of iron blocks, and a whole lot more. But we have what we need to get started, and I've actually gone a bit overboard, and we're starting with a 5x5 MAC, and I've also dug out a space for the largest MAC possible. Molecular Assembly Chamber is what that stands for, and it is the auto crafting system that they provide us in AE. So, how do we do this? Well, because we're doing a 5x5 structure, it's basically a 5x5 cube, and we have these containment walls. And the way containment walls work is that they make the frame of your MAC. So very simply, I just need to do this stuff. 1, 2, 3. Go around the edge, basically, and do a hollow block. Hollow cube, not block. There we go. And then we need to put vents in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 54. Very expensive. Much wow. Right. So we've got 9 left after this, but before we install those, we want to install the rest of it. These are crafting patterns, and in a pattern provider, just one of them is something like 54 patterns, right? So that's 6 by 9, so 54, I think. And I've made 9 of those to get us started. And then you need to put CPUs. By the way, each of these is a single crafting recipe, right? It needs to be a simple crafting recipe. If it involves machines, it's done differently. So this is 54 by 9 different simple crafting recipes. And now I put in the CPUs. And CPUs not only make crafting faster, but they let you craft more things at once. So I believe it's 1 crafting operation per CPU, so we can do 18 crafting operations at a time, as well as them being faster than if you just had 1. Right, and there we go. It is now officially a MAC, multi-block structure. And underneath, we are going to install our controller. The controller is the power hub of your AE system. It has, as you can see, it can see 54 vents, 44 containment wall, 18 CPUs, and 9 provider patterns, which is what it will need to power going forward. In fact, I think I'll just set up the power now. Elite universal cable. Boop, boop, boop. And yes, I'd already dug under there in preparation. Right, and now it is officially powering 54 and this is using 33 AE a tick, and AAE, if we can change this to something we're more familiar with, MJ, which is I think a tenth of, or 10 times, sorry, redstone flux. So this is using 6.6 MJ, so that would be 60.6 redstone flux a tick to power the molecular assembly chamber. But it's also going to power everything else, because the way that AE works is that everything adjacent connected is it knows about. So if we have these three, 1, 2, 3, it now knows about those 3 cables. It will also now know about these 4 things. So we're going to put that there, and this here, and we're going to put this crafting terminal on top, and this crafting monitor here. And now it knows about all that stuff, and it's powering it all, because adjacency rules in AE. This is a fluid terminal. It'll let me access any stored fluid we have in the AE system. And I'm mostly not going to be doing that by drives, even though I actually have a fluid drive here. And this is an ME terminal. It's basically exactly the same as a crafting terminal, but I like it because it has 2 more bars of search space, because this is everything that's in your AE system, right? And a crafting monitor lets me know what the MAC is up to, like what is it crafting, what does it need, yeah. And then we will set up a drive and put the drives in it. So this is like a server caddy, if you know what one of those is. A server caddy is basically where they store all the hard drives on a really large internet server, right? So if I put all those in there, and the fluid storage, the MA system, the AE system now knows about those things, and one of those drives already has some stuff in it. And I'll show you that in a second. Boop boop. Those things, particularly that one on the left, is what lets us set crafting recipes for this thing. So if I come into here, I've got all this stuff in here. That's because one of the drives has it, and using my search function I can do things like iron and energy, no, cable, right? And it will pull up anything, and even if I do E, it'll pull up absolutely everything with E in it. So iron and gold don't have the letter E in them. Good to know. Neither does Fluix. So that's the basics of an AE system, really. Hopefully I set that up nice and quick. So what we're going to do now is we're basically going to move or make the mini workshop defunct. This will be our basic workshop going forward, and other things we're going to do is we're going to set up ME terminals around the base, right, so that we have access to everything. But first things first, we need to move out of the mini workshop, and it's as simple as doing... I like to be really neat with my drives, but for right now we're just going to shove everything in the drives that we've got. So let's grab a bunch of stuff like this, right, and run on back. And this is where this blue ender pouch will come in handy, but I'm just running back and forward to show you. And then I'll speed up moving day. So this is our third moving day. And nope, we don't want that in there. Want those, that, this. Right. Okay, so I'm going to speed up here, and I'm going to start moving stuff out of the mini workshop and into here. See you soon. Okay, so we're about to run into our very first problem, and that is space. As you can see in this drive, we have so many different kinds of stuff that these are about half full, but good one, brain. They're about half full bytes total. However, they've used up all of their types. So you can only have 63 types of item, right? And we've used up 187 different types. And the way that we have to solve that is simply make another, make more drives. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use our crafting terminal and look up quartz and this type of stuff. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start with any synchronized. If I do blank ME pattern, no, don't cheat in ME patterns, please. Doing that again. All right. We want quartz, glowstone, glass, and iron. So we want quartz, glowstone, and iron. And I know I don't have glass in here because I haven't yet done it, but we can look. Yeah, see, we don't have any normal glass, but we need normal glass. So I'll run over here and get some normal glass. And that'll be 62 out of 63 types. Right, grab all the glass. Run on back. Put it into the system. Glass. Right. Then we take it down. No, we don't. We have to make blank patterns first. I remember. I'm smart. Right. Get out of here, quartz knife. Glass. Please. I knew I was doing something wrong. So just quartz in the middle. Iron. Iron. Like that. Glowstone. Like that. No, was it like that then? I guess it was. Oh, I'm so used to my craft pad. Right. Now let's make a bunch of these. 10 will do. And then we want to teach it how to make that. Glowstone. That's where I was getting ahead of myself. Certus. Iron. We're actually going to take a block of iron. You'll see. Glass. Right. Come down to our pattern encoder. Stick our blank patterns there. We're going to teach it how to make iron. And then we simply put that in there. And then with that out of the way, we teach it how to make... Oh, that's wrong. Blank patterns in code. Right. And now, if we come back up here, I can say blank, and then I can say make me 8 of them. 3, 5, and it's stuck for some reason, so we look at the crafting monitor, it's missing glowstone. So I can solve that. Not directly like iron blocks, unfortunately. I can solve it with glowstone dust, for instance. There we go. Got another 24. Right. So the next thing we want to do is we need to take quartz cutting knife, a damaged one and an undamaged one. because we're going to teach you 2 recipes. Unfortunately, it was always a bug, and you can circumvent it by having 2 recipes. Then we take gold, and we take silicon. Hopefully I have some. No, I don't. So we will take quartz. Well, we will unpack it. We'll put the blocks back. And then we will take diamonds. Put them back in there. And redstone. Right, now I'm going to run back. Crush the quartz. And then cook the quartz. And now I have a whole bunch of silicon. So, we need 4 crafting patterns for 2 recipes. It's unfortunate, but it was always a bug that never got taken care of. Oh, wrong place for the quartz cutting knife. That goes up there. Silicon on the bottom, redstone either side, and that gets us that. And then we want to replace that. Right, they look the same, but they're actually different. And then we want to do the same with a diamond. And the damaged one. So if we do that, we've got 2 different of these, but they require 2 different quartz knives in different states. One's damaged, one's undamaged. And then we actually want to teach it how to make a quartz knife in the first place. So if we say quartz, so just quartz, we actually want to do this one as well. So that it knows how to get more Certus quartz. We also want to get some log wood. And do that one. And that one. And then nope, I didn't get any iron. Let's see if I can reach it from here. Hey! Hey! Oh, hey! Nope. Alright. Iron. Okay, now I can teach it how to make a knife. So, you need iron up there, 2 Certus quartz, and a couple of sticks. Then you get a quartz cutting knife. And now it knows how to make quartz cutting knives. Right. I'm happy with that. So the next thing we want to do is we actually want to make, what are they called? Process. And we will take 9 of them. And then look at the crafting monitor. It wants silicon. So let's give it silicon. Process. There we go, 9 of them. Now I've got to cook them. And this is very much what the start of AE is like, running back and forth and teaching it all the basic AE patterns. It's a very interesting mod. The first thing you automate about AE is AE itself. Right. And we will in fact teach it how to cook those later as well. But for now we've got that. Num 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 potato. Okay, so next we want to get some Certus. We have the Certus. We want, nope, we have everything. Cool. We want to do processor in the middle, 4 Certus, 4 redstone, encode. Oh, we're out of patterns. Well, that's easy to fix. Yep. Blank. We've got 8 of them on standby. Encode. There we go. And then we want to teach it to put those together. I need to put that pad in there, the actual thing. There we go. Run back upstairs. Crafting terminal. Put all this stuff in here. Cool. Where are we? Storage. I want 3 of these. And it's probably not going to do them because we're out of room, so I'm going to take some junk out. Now it wants redstone, so I have to teach it how to make redstone. That's cool. I've got plenty of redstone. Give me that. Is that all? Huh, thought I had more than that. And we'll teach it how to unpack redstone too. May as well. Run down here, pattern encoder, plunk, grab it, throw it in. Now it knows how to make redstone. And then we just need to feed our redstone blocks to the system. And now, if I look up storage, I'll have 3 of these. I also want some redstone myself. That, thank you very much. And some, forgotten off the top of my head, I need some glass and another processor. So, process, actually, storage. Let's make all 9 of these, because I'm going to need them. Actually, it wasn't 9, it was 6. Because I want 9 total. So it's looking for some stuff because it doesn't have it. So I can just clear it by shift clicking. And then I want to make some processors. So let's make 3 of those. And it's out of gold. So take some gold. Yep. Unpack it and throw it in. I'm not going to teach that one just yet. Process 3. Thank you. Smelt it up. Processes. No, we have glass. Cool. So next thing we want to do, we have redstone, storage cells, that, and we need a little piece of glass. Glass, shift right click. There we go. Right, glass in the middle, storage cells around it, processor on the top, redstone in the corners. Encode, and that gets us a better version. So then we take some more junk out because undoubtedly it's going to need it. The space, that is. Oh, I didn't install it. There we go. Alright. Pattern installed. And then we throw that in there. Why did I do that? Throw all the junk back in. We want to throw those in there. Alright. Now we look for storage, because we want to make a storage cell, and we want to make 3 of these. Go. Done. Already. Just like that. And then we want to teach it how to turn those storage cells into actual these. We want the 4K. Where is that 4K? There. So to make a 4K, it is... what is it? Yeah, redstone, iron, and glass. So we take more redstone, more iron, and more glass. And along the bottom, storage cell in the middle, 3 redstone, 2 glass. Right. There we go, 4K. Then all we need to do, as you've probably guessed, then we finally have more room and we'll go back into speed up, is throw this back in here, throw those in there, most importantly, storage. 3 please. Done. And because they're single items, even though they stack in the system, they don't stack in your hand. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now we can put all the junk back in. Right. I'm going to speed up here and see you all soon. Okay, I'm back briefly, and it's in order to teach you how to teach your system how to recognize things. So, cable. Let's see if I have any cable. There we go, 9, that'll do. Now just make sure that that is off. Cool. So, what we want to do is we want to hook up some interfaces. specifically to a the crusher, boop, and to the factory, the smelter. And the other thing we want to do is we want to take a wrench out of here just to make sure things don't go awry, and to prove the point, I'll actually use the closer factory. Closer smelter, that is. They're all factories. And make sure this arrow is pointing down. And by the way, these machines are only here temporarily while I get things set up. But if I use an input bus on the bottom of these, it'll make sure that anything that these produce gets sucked out the bottom and returned. And these things are going to, is where we're going to teach these some recipes, right? So next thing we need to do is make sure that the interfaces are connected. There goes 3 cables. 2, 3, 4, 5. So only just. That's great though. So the next thing we want to do is we want some more blanks. We'll just make 10 of them. See how many it can manage. And they could manage 4, and I'm sure that's because of the glowstone. But now we want to take some quartz. We'll take some quartz dust and some Certus quartz. And I'll actually take 2 Certus quartz. And we need some normal quartz. So we want to take what we put in the machine and what we take out of the machine, which also means that I need to crush this. And whoops, wrong interface. Certus, right. This one, please. This will probably get sucked back into the system. There it goes. Certus. Cool. So now, with this and our blank patterns, we say quartz turns into quartz dust in code, and Certus quartz turns into Certus quartz dust in code. Right, and then we put these 2 patterns in here. Now, if I want to, I can say, Certus, please craft me 16 Certus quartz dust. And off it goes to craft me 16 Certus quartz dust. Awesome. And the other thing that we need to do is we need to say, do I have any silicon? I do have some silicon. Great. And we also want processors. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. I'm a genius. Processor. Want one of them, and we want one of them. Actually, we want 2 of each. So please give me 2 of each. Cool. And then we cook so that we have the end product. And apparently it's already done. Processor. Right. And then we say one of these becomes one of those, and that comes from that. Oh. Ta-da! Why? Oh. See, if you put something that doesn't make sense as in a basic something that's not a basic crafting recipe, the Mac doesn't know what to do with it, so it gets highlighted red. What we actually want to do is that. And why are you both saying that you're basic? It's very strange. Let me take a look at those. And to do that, you put that, right? Clear. Huh. I'm not sure how I managed that. But you shift right click on nothing, and that clears the pattern, and then you can encode it again. And now we have an advanced one. And similarly, we dump them in there. And finally, that should mean, and here's the cool bit, storage. Make me 3 more of these. Hey! Off go the processors. And seems like... No, more? What you doing? Oh, right. Because it systematically makes each craft individually. So now it's going to do the next drive. And then the next one, and then the next one. Storage, actually. Thank you. We only got 3 more positions, but we need more space. And that's why I put those machines there, by the way. It's because I really needed more space, and I really wanted to get that done. But of course, it's only temporary. So I'm going to be back while I move the rest of everything. Alright, I think that just about does everything that we're ever going to need, properly need anyway. And so what I'm going to do with the rest of this episode is I'm just going to go check on the time, because after as much time lapse as there has been in this episode, I always get a little confused how much time has actually passed. So I'm going to go have a look at that, and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. It's a little while later, but I am here to wrap up. As you probably spotted out the door, there's something new. The portal. I decided to quickly fix what was going on with the portals so we can quickly get around the base again. So I've... Shush you. You're already dead. Anyway, so we'll be wrapping up now because we've hit about 50 minutes. I think hour long is more than enough. So I have installed this portal though. Boop. Takes us to the portal room, and all 3 portals light up. And then we can go to, say, the magic area. And here we are at the magic area. No, I'm not sure about that. Magic. I mean, agriculture. But cool. Now we can quickly get around the base just fine. And no more getting lost and running and taking so long to get back. Cool. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.